Hello, my name is Wardan, and in this video I will talk about my case study on Project 2. My case study was about the Economic Freedom Index. The Index of Economic Freedom is an annual index and ranking to measure the degree of economic freedom in the world's nation. However, the Heritage Foundation's Index of Economic Freedom score countries is based on several factors. In this project, we want to test whether there is a relationship between these factors. To do our initial statistics, I had to collect the data through an online platform which is from Kaggle.com. The data is about more than 180 countries in the world. However, since the data considered to be a big data, I have chosen some variables for the test and to play with. Those variables are Economic Freedom Index, the Economic Freedom Index, which is score 2019. This variable has the number ratio of the economic freedom score that each country get on 2019, which indicate on score from 0 to 100 if the country's nation have a fundamental right to control the property. The second variable is property right, and property right also it's on score from 0 to 100, which give a range, the range in a country to provide the individual the right of ownership. And the third variable, which is business freedom. Business freedom is an indicator of the efficiency of a government regulation of a business, and it's also on a score from 0 to 100, with 100 equaling the freest business. And the third variable, region, and it's categorical. Countries are placed under some regions such as Asia, Pacific, or Europe. And the last one, which is high employment rate. And this variable explains the rate of an unemployment on a country. If the rate is more than 5, then it's given a number 1. But if the rate is less than 5, it's given number 0. As for the data analysis for our hypothesis test to sample, we want to see the differences between the mean economic freedom score on Asia Pacific region and Europe region under the t-test of 5%, a significant level. Countries that are under Asia Pacific are 43 countries, while countries that are under Europe are 45 countries. And I have assumed that the variance of Europe and Asia are not equal, since I cannot predict that both of the data are having the same variance. However, I got the conclusion, as for the result, I got the conclusion that the mean of economic freedom score of Europe is different from the mean of economic freedom score of Asia. So we have rejected the null hypothesis. So we have sufficient evidence to conclude that the mean of economic freedom score in Europe region is different from the mean of economic freedom score of Asia. And there are some significant factors that are affecting each region score. However, as for the correlation, I want to test if there is a linear relationship exist between the economic freedom score and the property right at the 5% significant level. After completing the test, I got to know that there is a linear correlation exists, and if we look at the this scatter plot, we can say that we have a positive linear relationship, and the values increase significantly. As for regression test, I want to test if there is a relationship between the economic freedom score, in which in this case is the dependent variable y, and the business freedom, in which it is the independent variable x. However, after finishing the test, I got to conclude that there is a positive linear relationship, which is clear from the scatter plot graph, and we got an equation of y equal 23.281 plus 0.5853x. We conclude that when the business freedom increases, the economic freedom also increases. Now we go to the independent chi-square test. And this test, I want to see if the region, especially Asia and Europe, are independent or dependent from the high unemployment rate. However, after doing the test, I got to a conclusion that the region is independent from the high unemployment rate. So we can understand that the region has no effect or impact on the high employment rate. We can see that I got a chi-square value which is almost equal to 0.094287, which is less than the critical value that is equal to 3.841459. And because of that, we conclude that we fail to reject the null hypothesis H0. As for the conclusion, and to sum up the results, I have got to conclude that the economic freedom score depends on these factors. There is a positive linear relationship between the economic freedom score and property rights, and they increased significantly. And also, there is a positive linear relationship between the economic freedom score and the business freedom. So, when a country property right increase, then also the score of economic freedom increases. And also, when the business freedom increases, the score also increases. However, we also got to know that there is no relationship between the high unemployment rate and the region, and the rate is not affected by the region. And that was all by me for me. Thank you for watching, and yeah, that's it. Thank you very much.